So I've showed you guys the Texas rig, I've showed you guys the drop shot, everything from power to finesse. Now I want to show you guys another technique, another rig that I love to use, the Wacky Rig. Alright, so most people fishing the Wacky Rig will use a Cinco, a Sticko, a Dinger, depending on the brand. It's basically a straight worm, doesn't have a ton of action, but the way you rig this thing is totally different than any other style. For this rig, you'll take your Berkley Fusion 3/0 weedless hook. I prefer these Berkley hooks because they've got that monofilament weed guard. It's a little bit softer than some of those other brands out there with the wire weed guard. It allows you to get a little bit better hookup on these fish. So what you'll do is you'll take that hook and you'll take that Cinco. Now what a lot of people will do is they'll run that hook right through that bait, just like that. Now that does work very well. Now after you catch a fish or two, what's gonna happen is, oh, that bait's gonna rip right off of that hook. So I'm gonna show you guys one really cool tool that allows you to catch more than one fish on one bait without ripping that hook right out of that plastic. So what I'm gonna be using is a Bass Pro Shops Quick Rigger tool. Now a lot of different companies have come out with a tool very similar to this. This is your best friend when you're fishing a wacky worm. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that worm, you're gonna insert it into that tube. Slide it about halfway in. Then here's where the magic happens. You take that little ring, slide it over the tube, and onto that worm. Then you'll take that hook, hook it onto that ring, close that weed guard, and that will allow you to catch multiple fish on one worm without you having to worry about going through an entire bag of plastics or catching one fish per plastic worm. So another thing you want to remember to grab when you're at Bass Pro is a bag of extra rings. Now you don't lose too many of these, but don't forget, if you don't have the rings and you have the tool, it's not going to work. So don't forget the rings. They do come in clear, they come in black. A couple different companies have a couple different varieties of these. They all do work. I do prefer the XPS Quick Rigger brand, but it's all preference to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Wednesday Weekly Wisdom. Don't forget to stay tuned because next week I've got a little surprise for you guys. I'll be on the water showing you guys something a little bit different. So don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, like us on Instagram at Game On Fishing, and as always, tight lines and game on.